Deebo Samuel and Jayden Daniels literally started off the first play of training camp with the touchdown. If that does not get you excited about how good that connection could be this upcoming season, I don't know what will. Uh-oh, let me find out some of y'all done found the gem. Because a lot of y'all was like, hey, Juan, I'm telling you, you need to pay attention to Jakory Brooks, Slim. He liked that. And my man had 2 touchdowns a day in day 1 of Washington Commanders training camp. Let's talk about everything from day 1 of Commanders camp, starring Jakory Brooks. Let's talk about it.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jayden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jayden Daniels' career, and he's already milking injuries? Like...
Stop saying my name, you dick rhyme bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, and shawty is the winner. You can tell that shawty love again now, she's confident.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, coming on with the video, we're going to be recapping day 1 of Washington Commanders training camps. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers. We greatly appreciate if you reach that goal as soon as possible. Also subscribe to Fourth and Juan. Thank you so much. That link is down below in the description. Let's get straight to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it off like this. Did y'all see the new upgrade to the locker room? I did not realize how bad the old locker room was until I saw this new upgrade. Dan Snyder genuinely did not care about his players, bro. Because what the heck is that? That looks like something that would be in a high school, you know, locker room in terms of like some, I don't know, not Maryland, not PG County, because our schools ain't that good except for like Wise and all that. But like maybe like Florida, Texas or something like that. That look like some high school, you know what I'm saying? Some high school locker rooms right there. And then Josh Hurst comes in and gives us a major upgrade, and them locker rooms are fire, boy. I'm like, man, that looks sweet. And that looks like an owner that actually cares about his unit, cares about his squad. So nice little welcome treat for the players as they came into Ashburn yesterday. And it was very cool to see that nice little upgrade to kickstart training camp. I'm telling you, if you work for the Commanders and you like a player, who that wouldn't make you just be super excited to, you know, go out there and give your all for an owner and a team that actually cares and invest into you. And this is not the first, and this will not be the last, clearly, as the stadium is coming down in the future. But this is not the first or last time Josh Hurst has or will invest into his players to give them the best of the best. So shout out to Mr. Hurst for that. And let's talk about some of the on-field play today, okay? So Jakory Brooks, the star of today's show, had 2 passing touchdowns today, pass catcher touchdowns, 1 from Mariota and 1 from Jayden Daniels. And a lot of y'all was like, hey, Juan, I'm telling you, he liked that. He could make this roster. A lot of y'all was excited about Jakory Brooks. And I did feel like he could be, you know, really solid. But the biggest thing for me was, 1, I learned from getting my hopes up for undrafted free agents. Like, I was a huge Mitchell Tinsley fan. Didn't end up making this roster. I know a lot of y'all remember Jack Murray Saint, Rosemary Jack Saint, right? Robert Davis even taking it way back. So I kind of learned my lesson with getting excited about these undrafted players, because 9 times out of 10, they didn't make this roster. Like, remember Bryson Tremaine from a while ago? Like, these guys you get excited about, but they never make this roster. But there's something different about Jakory Brooks. I'll be honest with you, man. And to have a great first impression like today, 2 touchdowns, come on, Slim. It could be a very great summer for him. He just has to hope it continues to translate, stay healthy, and it translates to the preseason game. If he could show something in the preseason, like how he did today, maybe one of those 6 wide receiver spots could be his. Remember, I was all Noah Brown and and Michael Gallup, but with Noah Brown starting to physically unable to perform this due to his injury he sustained in the spring, and having Terry McLaurin, out right now as he's missing valuable time due to the contract negotiation that he's going through, that gives opportunities to guys like Jakory Brooks to step up and show opportunity and make an opportunity. Tate Martin as well, who they signed today. I don't think much is going to happen out of him. I just think he's a filler because you need guys while Terry and Noah Brown are both out at the moment. But Jakory Brooks, that's a name that to keep watching on. A lot of y'all was like, Juan, he is a beast, Slim. I'm telling you. Now moving on to another receiver. Let's talk about a first impression. Deebo Samuel and Jayden Daniels literally started off the first play of training camp with the touchdown. If that does not get you excited about how good that connection could be this upcoming season, I don't know what will. A lot of people done talk trash about Deebo this past spring, winter, fall, making fun of us for signing Deebo Samuel, talking trash about his weight. But we seen how hard he worked. We seen how confident they are in Deebo Samuel's ability. We seen how happy he is to be here in Washington. And for the first play of training camp for Jayden Daniels and Deebo Samuel to be a touchdown, oh my God. Oh my God. When I heard that, I went crazy because I'm like, come on, man. This is foreshadowing exactly what we are going to see this upcoming season. Then another guy, talk about first impressions. I think a lot of people made some great first impressions today. How about Bill? Okay, Jakory Brooks, my man Z at. We on the live show tonight, Burgundy Breakdown. Channel link is in the description. I know Z gonna have a lot to talk about Bill because that is his guy. Jakory Brooks, he juked Ben Nickel on his way for a touchdown. Talk about a guy that has the opportunity to take a spot away from somebody. Brian Robinson is a guy that's gonna be entering the training camp and preseason and hopefully regular season as a starter. But around week 5, week 7, week 8, if he's not playing well, if he's banged up, don't be too surprised if Bill is now the new bell cow. Okay, a lot of people believe in Jakory Brooks to take over for Brian Robinson, but he has to show it, and I think he started off today by doing just that. So I know a lot of people are going to be also pump the brakes at 7-on-7. Don't get too excited about Jakory Brooks. Wait till 11-on-11. Wait till preseason happens. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel that way, I totally understand. But you, in my opinion, have to perform at any point, whether it's 7-on-7, 11-on-11, 1-on-1s. You need to perform wherever, especially when you're coming from a guy like Jakory Brooks standpoint, where you're an undrafted free agent trying to fight to make this roster. It's like I can't take no moment for granted. So I just want to put that out there. Moving on, you got Javon Kinlaw on the defensive side of the ball. This guy made an absolute great move on Brandon Coleman, and that's another signing that a lot of people were iffy about at the moment because they're like, Juan, he may be overpaid just slightly, right? Because his production didn't match the contract that he necessarily got this past offseason. But my rebuttal to that is, one, he's still young. And Adam Peters knows him. He has connections with him. And as we know, Adam Peters loved his former 49er guys, clearly, right? So I think last year was his best year. He talked about it. And he also was healthy for the first time in a very long time last season. So maybe the stats on paper didn't show or justify his contract. But the trajectory of where he's headed could justify the reason for that contract. And he's going to be versatile, right? He's not just going to be interiorly. He's going to be DN as well. And we needed some size and girth out there, pause. Because last year we did not have much of that. And that's why Saquon and Bijan and Jameer, all those guys were able to bounce the runs to the outside, right? Because we needed some size out there, right? So that's where Javon Kinlaw's at. And he's making a very, very good first impression. Going back to Jakory Brooks just for a second here. By the way, he's getting reps with the ones as he just burnt Marshawn Lattimore. And I don't want nobody to get upset about Marshawn Lattimore getting fried or whatever, right? It's okay. I think you should be more excited that a guy like Jakory Brooks is able to make a dominant play on a guy like Marshawn Lattimore. So I am super excited about Jakory Brooks. But moving on to Jayden Daniels, as he had his press conference today, as it wasn't much of a lot of on-field action, as it's day one. Dan Quinn said, it's just helmets. It ain't really much of anything today that we're going to do outside of helmets and red zone, just ramping it up. But Jayden talked, and what he said today was very interesting, because for a guy that was at the top of the game last year, some have him top 5 already, right? You wouldn't have thought that he had a lot of improvement, or he thought he would have improved that much more, unless you truly is a lover of the game and ball, right? Like, okay, he can do this to improve, he can do that to improve. On the outside looking in, he could do this, but from a naked eye fan that don't really care that much of the nuances, you could say, oh, he was just perfect last year. But Jayden thinks otherwise, as Five said that this offseason he worked on, a lot of his pocket mobility and his footwork and pocket presence, as you got guys trying to chase him and get him down there a lot heavier, than he is. He also talked about, getting a little bit bigger and working on his cardio and endurance, and not worrying about letting last year get to him the success that he's had. He's more so focused on this upcoming season. So he said all the right things, you know what I'm saying? But for a guy that took the league by storm, he still has a lot to work on in his eyes. Keeping my eyes down the field, maneuvering and putting myself in different situations where I might have tried to emulate a broken tackle, or get a broken tackle, or break a sack. Daniel said, keeping my eyes down the field while still getting my feet under me and making the throws. So essentially what he's saying there is, in the past I would try to get down and just run and try to avoid the sack and not keep my eyes down the field, right? So I'll miss a wide open Terry, or I'll miss a wide open Luke McCaffrey, because I'm so worried about this pressure. So I'm running like this, trying to evade, and you got a wide open receiver down the field. And that is something that I will say you saw a lot on tape last year. There was a lot of times where Luke McCaffrey was screaming wide open, okay? So that is cool. Some of the best receivers in the game, or should I say quarterbacks in the game, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, they thrive at exactly that. When pressure's on, when it gets tough, when it gets hard, he keeping his eyes down the field. You know what I'm saying? He ain't budging. So I love to hear that he worked a lot on that. Went back to California, worked with his quarterbacks coach. So I love that he said things along that line. He also spoke about Terry McLaurin's situation, and he said, man, I'm not worried about Terry. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he's going to get his deal done, and we're going to celebrate him once he is here, because that's one of our brothers. But in terms of getting the work in, he doesn't have to worry about Terry, because he's going to get that work in. And he said it'd be a little bit different had this been his rookie season and Terry was holding out. Then that connection wouldn't have been there. But the fact that they connected on and off the field a lot last year, and this past off season as well, they kind of had that pick up where they left off kind of mentality when Terry in fact comes into the building. So they don't expect a slow start. I still think it could be a slow start if this thing lingers all training camp long, but according to Jayden, he's like, nah, I'm good when it comes to getting Terry up to speed when he in fact comes back. Now moving on to Bobby Wagner's press conference, right? Did y'all know Bobby Wagner just had some share in the Seattle Supersonics? He's now a part owner of the Seattle Supersonics. Shout out to Bobby Wagner for that. He also spoke to Jordan McGee, and this is why I'm super excited for Jordan McGee. And a guy like JM getting praised from Bobby Wagner tells you a lot. Not only was this guy compared to Dre Greenlaw coming out of his draft, not only did this organization in spring and last year have a lot of packages for him, and he was running with the ones and OTAs and minicamp a lot of the times, but you got a Hall of Famer first ballot gold jacket giving you the props, saying that he looks fast, like he learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? He looks more fluid. He looks ready, right? And to hear that just gives me chills, because I'm telling you all, Jordan McGee is going to be a heat-seeking missile. When I tell you this man can do everything, pass coverage, rush the quarterback, be an enforcer in the run game, come off the edge, whatever you need him to do, he can do. And Bobby Wagner is my advocate for that. He can advocate for that, as he said today. Another thing too, and this is the typical Bobby Wagner response, right? He talked about the Terry thing as well. And he said, man, you know what? Some things that are our business aren't just your business. So you just stay out of it and mind your business. And you don't expect nothing else from Bobby Wagner. That is exactly what I expected him to say. Being Bobby Wagner, being that professional, being that guy that just minds his business. He's like, bro, yeah, it's business, but it ain't my business. So I'm going to stay away from that. And when Terry comes in. And that's essentially everybody's mentality. Nobody in that building, from Adam Peters, Dan Quinn to the players, are stressing about Terry McLaurin's contract, because they said, man, it's business. This is the nature of our business, right? It happens. Negotiations aren't going to be pretty. It's going to be back and forth, and whenever it gets solved and however it gets solved, we're going to be here to celebrate Terry and wait for him when he gets here. Last thing I'll talk about, and we'll get up out of here, is I earlier made a video on Dan Quinn talking about Sam Cosmi, but he also showed a lot of positivity about Sam Cosmi and said, man, he looks to be hitting all the markers, and there is a chance that he could play week 1. I will not rule that out. And when I heard that, man, I said, wow. I was surprised, because I told you all along, him being on a physically unable to perform list is not a surprise to me whatsoever. But I'm gonna just say he plays halfway point of the season. He said, nah, we're not going to put an exact timetable on it, but I'm not going to rule out week 1 either. And I think with him being on the physically unable to perform list, if he stays there, he'll miss the first 6 weeks of the season, is where, if I stand corrected. But it doesn't seem like he'll be there much longer. It really doesn't, as that is surprising to me, as that means he is ahead of schedule and he's been killing his rehab this offseason. And if that's the case, it doesn't surprise me one bit, because Sam Cosmi is just that kind of dude that loves the game, and that is going to be a workhorse. So if we can get Sam Cosmi back, this is a top 5 unit. I said it all along. Sam Cosmi is the missing piece to make this unit top 5. And that includes Laramie Tunsil, that includes the rookie Josh Conley Jr., and that includes Brandon Coleman at left guard. So, just a little quick video today. Not too much, but as we continue to go along, videos will get longer. Training camp days will get longer, more excitement will get longer, but we're just getting our feet wet, as today was day 1, just testing the waters. But let me know what you guys think about this video down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 11,000 subscribers, and please turn on your post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're back, okay? So content is going to be rolling, and you don't want to miss it. That being said, as always, being boy Juan Gotti. I'll catch y'all later. Love each and every one of y'all. See y'all later. Peace.
Ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a line.